Hey guys, Mac here. Welcome to my Blunderbuss guide video. In particular, my build, which is the Blunderbuss Ice Gauntlet. In the video, what you're pretty much going to be seeing is the gear that I have, why I choose the gear that I have, plus the necessary perks that you need to have to make the build the most optimal. Also, weapon masteries and attribute split, why I choose my attribute split and why it works so well for my combo. And for the weapon masteries, I'm not going to go like too in depth with it, but I will show you the tree and why I do certain things. So how this video is pretty much going to play out, you're going to see my gear, why I use it, the specific perks that I use. Then it's going to have the attribute split. After the attribute split, it's going to be the weapon mastery, and it's going to have clips to explain why I do certain things. So, first off, gear. Gems, you guys do whatever you want. That is completely up to you guys. You guys will know exactly what you're going against, and that's how you should determine what gems you use. Number one best perk for armors, in my opinion, is resilient, because crit is so important, quote unquote important in this game, so people are always using it. So I always suggest resilient, and also the perk. Okay? You do not need BIS for these builds. Okay? There's not a single build that you absolutely need BIS. Yes, BIS is shiny, and it's nice to have an extra perk for that 0.1% advantage. I get that. You do not need it. I want to make this completely clear. I was running with complete purples up until I bought all these pieces, and I was doing just fine. Okay? So, Claw Shot is extremely important to have in your kit. That's why this perk is extremely important to have. The Empower, when you hit from a 10-meter distance, is good till the next hit. So it just works so well. That is a very good perk to have. Shirking Fortification, when I first had it, was absolutely busted. It's still a good perk to have, but that's why I have a lot of Shirking Fortification perks on my armor. Unending Thaw, this is pretty self-explanatory. The only Ice Gauntlet perk that you actually need is Unending Thaw plus Resilient and then Shirking Fortification. This is the reason why I love Splitting Grenades so much. Not only does it do burst damage, but it puts the disease reducing healing efficiency on target by 15% for 8 seconds. This is amazing to help kill healers, but also great for wars when they ask people to dump all your spells or dump your gravels, etc., on the middle point. If you shoot a Splitting Grenades to the middle, it will help kill a lot of people. So it's very good. Leeching Shrapnel. This is pretty not hard to realize why you want this. Heal for 50% of the damage dealt from the Shrapnel Blast. This thing is your main burst, so it heals for a lot. One thing I will say, don't just use it in your combo. If you're dying and someone's in front of you, use it to heal yourself. It works, and it saved me from multiple altercations that I'm dying, okay? Now, Shirking Energy is a completely different beast. This is absolute BIS, in my opinion, for light players. Because you can iframe the attacks, plus the 29 stamina, this is the difference between you surviving and not surviving. So it's something I highly suggest having. And then my last piece isn't BIS, it's purple. It's my old purple boots that I've had for ages. I don't think Freedom works really well, but just in case it does, I have it. Divine Health for amulets, absolute BIS. Once again, it's my opinion, but I've never had an amulet that's not Divine Health, because it's just too dang good. My ring, thrust damage, hardy burning, thrust damage for the blunderbuss damage. Hardy, if you're light, you don't have hardy, you're doing yourself a disservice, get a hardy ring. Burning, that's for splitting grenades. That extra 29%, yeah, it's an extra 3 seconds, but that extra 3 seconds of damage is absolutely huge. So that's why I do it. This ring, I only just bought recently. I wasn't using this ring for a while. I was actually using this ring, which is hardy ice damage burning. The thrust damage does a little more damage than when I have the ice damage. So you know, I swapped it out. The earring, refreshing toast, as an assassin, an absolute must. You need to have your cooldowns on your potions up at all times, because you're not a meleeer that's going to have a pocket healer. This keeps you alive, this keeps you safe. There's no questions asked, you need to have that. Purifying toast, I just have that because I like the getting rid of debuff thing. It's hit or miss. Some people don't care for it. I use Doom's Chance sometimes for the regen and then the refreshing. So, you know, on top of that. Ice Gauntlet. This is absolute best Ice Gauntlet, in my opinion. If this had int, it'd be a 500k Ice Gauntlet. I was lucky enough to get it for 10k. And of course, because I'm a Blunderbuss IG main, it is just perfect for me. So I absolutely love this Ice Gauntlet. Now, the Blunderbuss, this is a new pickup. I got it for 15k. Enchanted, Keenly Empowered, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's all you need. When it comes to your Blunderbuss build, all you absolutely need is Enchanted, Keenly Empowered. It makes you hit so much harder. I've gone through Blunderbusses, I've done Keenly Jagged, I've done Plagued Crits, and all that jazz. Nothing compares to Enchanted, Keenly Empowered. If you do not have one, pick it up. It is completely worth your time. So the next thing I'm going to explain is the attribute split. I use 100 Strength, 300 and 115 Con. If you're going to be doing mainly Blunderbuss, you want to swap this. The damage is pretty big, a pretty big difference, I should say, when it's 300 Strength, 100 Int. But because I use the Ice Gauntlet so much and I love using it, because although I am assassinating people, I want to make sure that I'm helping my team as much as I can as well. I'm huge on team play, so this is why I do it this way. But if you're just going to use the Ice Gauntlet for utility, to stick people in places, you know, and all that jazz, swap it up. 300 Strength, 100 Int, because you're going to do more damage. 115 Con, I just put the extra 15 points that I have into Con because why not? The damage difference between 315 Int or 115 Strength is so minuscule that I think Con is just more important. Weapon Mastery, Ice Gauntlet. This is pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go into detail with this. The only difference is normally people don't use Cleansing Tome. I like it just to double stack the debuff thing for me, you know, so that's just me. Now, Blunderbuss, this is the difference. Not a lot of people use Splitting Grenades. Obviously, you guys see that I use it. A lot of people will use Net Shot, which by all means, if you want an extra escape, I would use Net Shot as well, especially with this triple hit grav well thing. Net Shot can get you out of grav wells, okay? But Splitting Grenades is just too dang good. It's too dang good of burst. Too good with utility. And in particular this, the explosion inflicts burn on hit, dealing 10% weapon damage per second for 10 seconds. Plus the extra burning. So it's like around an extra 3 seconds that they'll burn. It's absolutely huge. You're going to want to put a point in on the roll. And in this, it helps to keep you alive. And that's that. Now ramp. This, if you are mainly just using the Blunderbuss, this is why you keep your Blunderbuss out, okay? Reloads give you a damage boost of 4% for 6 seconds, and it stacks up to 4 times. If you're just consistently shooting your Blunderbuss and reloading, you will do huge DPS with this. So make sure that you always have this. And make sure that you're always actually using your Blunderbuss and not constantly swapping your weapons. This is huge damage difference. And then when it comes to the last perk, I always use Unload. People sometimes will say use Double Down, but I think Double Down is such a useless perk that I just will never use it. But apart from that, this is pretty much the whole mastery page that I use for it. And what you're going to see next is pretty much just the clips explaining how I do things. So as you guys are going to see in this clip, I'm going to just let it play and then I'm going to explain. So I run up, I shower, go back, auto attack. Now I'm patient. So one thing I want you guys to know, do not rush your combo, okay? You rush your combo, you see how that person riposted? If I would have rushed my combo and venturing claw shot it, I wouldn't have killed her. She would have got away. So you have to learn to bait. So learn to bait the riposte, okay? So once again, running up, I shower, roll back, heavy attack, bait that, boom, dead. Chief Zoo has no clue that I'm here. He does not see me at all. So what I do is I shoot my splitting grenades in front of him so he can walk into it. Now, normally when people walk into the splitting grenades, that is when I use my claw shot. Is to get them in the middle of the splitting grenade so they get full bursted. And in this clip, you see it. Granted, he only hits one, and someone uses a mortar charge to hit him, but it's still a good example. Set it up, mortar charge, obviously, but now he's walking into it, okay? Then you just see he gets melted. Bop, boom, dead. Now, when it comes to healers, I would always suggest actually using splitting grenades first to hit them, because if they riposte after that, the splitting grenades are going to activate the riposte. Then you can still use your combo of the venturing claw shot and the shrapnel blast. But in this instance, I just want to show why I did things the way I did, and it's just the positioning. He's going to walk into it. He obviously doesn't see me. So once again, set it up, boom, dead. And it's game over for him. So this next clip that you guys are going to see, and it's going to be the last clip of the video, is my 1v3 outplay against these three players. And it's the reason I absolutely love this build, because even though I'm at an obvious disadvantage, I do enough damage and enough burst that I can actually get away with not just running away, right? Because I'm ultra aggressive, even on my back foot, I'm always doing damage. The more damage you do to their damage dealers, the less damage they do to you. And that's how I've always looked at PvP. So, I'm going to let the clip play. They're obviously rushing me. I'm CC'd, whirlwind, all the jazz. But as you can see, I do a lot of damage to this guy. He's even going to pop a potion because I've done a ton of damage to him, because he will die. He can't just mindlessly swing his axe anymore. So because of this, it gives him an incentive to not hit me. That's why I like it. Keep playing the clip. And one thing that I would like to say is, in tight corridors, now that guy could have easily have trapped me and I probably would have got killed. Or I would have had to have burned more stam than I have to burn. Which brings me to my next statement. Stamina preservation is extremely important, especially for this next patch. You guys will feel it if you guys are just rolling all over the place. We're not Dex players, so you have to learn how to preserve your stamina. This in general is just good PvP advice. So I'll let the clip play. I'm running away. I pop all my heals. You know, I eat, whatever I have to do. And so my opener, right there, splitting grenades. Why is that my opener? Because if more people walk into it, it's just going to tick down their health, and it's going to help negate damage. Like I said, when you are attacking people, even on your back foot, do damage. They won't be able to do damage back to you. Let the clip play. Obviously, that guy gets killed. This dude, if he didn't have a hatchet, would have died as well because of the shrapnel blast. And then from this point, you're going to see me use my ice shower. I normally use ice shower defensively. I only use it offensively when I know for a fact that I can kill a healer or a mage or a musket player. In this instance, I use it defensively, which is the way you should be using it against melees, so they can't just rush you down. The spear guy, he's now going to be walking like a turtle, and then as you can see, I easily finish him off. Auto attack, 2 autos with the blunder, this guy dies, shrapnel, boom. So for the most part, this is just how I play, and it is my aggressive playstyle that I absolutely love. So apart from that, this is all the video is going to consist of. I know it's a little long, but it's pretty much just explaining things because people like explanations. So thank you guys so much for the support. I truly appreciate everyone subbing, watching my videos every day. It makes it a little more fun to log in to do OPR or to do things that I love, which is PvP. If you guys have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. I know this isn't like a full in-depth video, but by all means, you guys can ask any questions you want. I am on Morama server, as stated in my video titles, and I am Covenant. So if you guys are ever around, want to say hello, obviously my in-game name is Machiavelli. I'd be more than happy to chat with you guys, to answer questions there as well. 100 sub video coming out soon, so giving you guys a heads up on that. But thank you guys so much, and have a great day.